Hello guys, welcome to another video. First of all, I said that this story doesn't belong to me, so if you read the full story for yourself, you can go down in the description, find the link to the original post and read the full story for yourself. That being said, let's get into the video. Naruto The Ninjutsu Prodigy, Chapter 7 and Part 7, The Wave Mission. 5 years have passed now since Naruto and Jiraiya and the remaining Uzumaki clan members returned to the Hidden Leaf, and surprisingly one of them was Naruto's mother. Apparently, Kushina had survived the sealing ritual and thought Naruto had died with Minato, so she used a blood clone jutsu and faked her death and went into hiding, not telling anyone, including the Hokage and the council. When Naruto told his mother that he graduated from the Hidden Leaf Academy at age 6 and was too smart and talented in the eyes of the Hokage to be a genin and was put straight in the Anbu, she couldn't have been more proud. But when Naruto told her that Hiruzen ordered him to kill Fugaku Uchiha and half of the Uchiha clan as a child, that was where she drew the line. She knew what that must have been doing to Naruto mentally. Hell, she's been through that same at some point also. She knew he must have a sleepless night and regrets. During their journey, Jiraiya and Naruto had also found another half Uzumaki named Tayuya, and she was very good with genjutsu, which most Uzumaki clan members weren't. Making back to the village, Naruto immediately received a mission scroll from the Hokage Team 7 to gain backup. Apparently, Kakashi screwed up while protecting his Genin team, which consisted of Uchisuke Uchiha, Hinata Hyuga, and Sakura Haruno. They were assigned to a C rank protection details mission to escort a bridge builder named Tazuna back to his home in the Wave Country, which then became an A-rank mission. Naruto then said, "So, Kakashi Senpai is still overconfident in his skills. Sometimes I think that implanted Sharingan eye of his makes him more arrogant than any other Uchiha without a Sharingan. Well, looks like I will have to bail him out of trouble again." Damn Erobaka Kakashi Senpai. You never learn, do you? This wouldn't take long. Naruto then focused on the Hiraishi kunai that Hinata obviously kept with her as a reminder that her protector was always with her. He then reappeared in a yellow flash next to Kakashi, wondering why he had something that was given to Hinata, and said, "Hello, Kakashi Senpai. Mind telling me what you're doing with the Hiraishi kunai that I had given to and left Hinata as a gift? And what makes you think that the Uchiha is more entitled than your other students to be taught more than them?" Kakashi just glapped and dropped the Hiraishi kunai that he had borrowed from Hinata's weapon pouch when really he actually took it from her during the bell test and forgot to give it back to her. Kakashi then gulped in fear as he turned around and said, "Hey there, yellow fox. How long have you been standing there? And don't do you what do you mean it was a gift?" And Naruto said, "Before I left the village with Jiraiya after my mission to kill the Uchiha clan, I left two Hiraishi kunais with the Hokage, one for him and the other for Hinata's safety, only to find out that you are in possession of the kunai that I gave her. Why?" And Kakashi said, "Well, you see, it reminds me of when your father gave me one as well." And Naruto then said, "And you thought that Sasuke Uchiha is more deserving of that than Hinata was? You thought that if you tried to teach him how to use the Hiraishi technique with the kunai, he could become more powerful? You do know that only three people in the history of the Hidden Leaf could ever use that jutsu, right? The first was the second Hokage, the second was my father, and finally me. No Uchiha in the history of the Hidden Leaf has ever had the knowledge of knowledge of how to understand the art of seal to use that jutsu. Handed over now. Kakashi then shakingly handed the kunai back to Naruto, who then removed his mark and looking at Hinata said, "Here, Hinata-chan, I believe I left this with you, not Sasuke. Did you forget that as long as you don't lose that, I will always be able to find you? I missed you, Hinata, more than you know. Now wipe those tears away from your eyes. Such a pretty face should never be ruined with tears of sadness." Hinata then hugged Naruto tightly and began the confirmed fangirl she was. Sakura decided to do as and said, "Kakashi Sensei, how..." Oh, Hinata is doing what Sakura often does to Sasuke. "Kakashi Sensei, how does Naruto know Hinata so well, and why do you call him the Kirashon Kutsu? I am confused." And Kakashi said, "Well, Sakura, to put it simply, the reason Naruto never graduated with the rest of your class is because he was confident by the uh, considered by the Hokage to be too smart for the Genin team. He graduated upon the Hokage's request at age 6 at upon the Hokage's request 6 years ago. That's why earlier than even the fourth Hokage. That's way earlier than even the fourth Hokage. Naruto has an intelligence skill level that rivals even the entire Nara clan. Rivals the entire Nara clan. He can use and perfect any ninjutsu, taijutsu, kenjutsu, fuinjutsu, or genjutsu. After observing it only once, my own original jutsu, the Chidori, he has taken to a whole new level, a level, even a level that I can't obtain. Also, also be warned. He has mastered all five chakra natures and can even combine them together to create sub-elemental affinities. Now Sakura was more than shocked. She was speechless. How could she not even notice this about Naruto so early on during his first year of the academy? And to put it straight and to be put straight into the Anbu at age 6, no less. Sakura mind had to shut down at that point, and she painted knowing that Naruto was smarter than her. Fainted, knowing that Naruto was smarter than her. Naruto then walked over to Kakashi and asked, "So, how much trouble we talking about here, senpai? Who's the person you ran into before requesting backup?" And Kakashi said, after defeating the demon brothers of the Hidden Mist, we ran into a A-rank missing ninja Jabuza Momochi, one of the seven swordsmen of the Hidden Mist. He and I fought near a near standstill before I could kill him. He had an accomplice waiting to step in and saved him. He probably going to take close to 2 weeks to recover. Sadly, I'm injured as well and burned through my chakra using my Sharingan, so I was overconfident again, I know. But wouldn't you have done the same thing as me? And Naruto said, "No, you idiot. I would have waited until the time was right to use that eye of Zabuza. Damn eye on Zabuza. You know that since you aren't an Uchiha, your blood isn't fully accustomed to using it for long periods of time. I am taking over Sakura and Hinata's training from here. Since you enjoy favoring that Uchiha so much, you teach him yourself. Come on, girls, we have training to do." Naruto, Sakura, and Hinata then walked out of the house and up to an empty field clearing as Naruto looked at the girls and said, "Okay, girls, today I'm going to be teaching you the tree climbing and water walking chakra control exercise. After that, we can move on to the next one, which is kunai balancing and elemental affinities. And Hinata said, but Naruto-kun, isn't that a bit advanced for us? Those are tuning level exercises. And Sakura said, she is right, Naruto, we might, what makes you think we could pull it off? And Naruto said, Sakura, as a civilian shinobi, you're naturally gifted with the perfect chakra control to the point you could be entered a genjutsu specialist like Kuronai or be a medic ninja like Tsunade. Which one you choose is up to you. Just know what I am providing is protecting is both. And Hinata for you, the gentle fist taijutsu style, be more effective and length in it requires perfect chakra control as well. So this exercise benefits both of you. And Sakura and Hinata's eyes widened with excitement, knowing that they could become stronger from completely different reasons. Naruto then said, "All right, first I will demonstrate for you, and then you give it a try. And if you need help, I will gladly help you." And Sakura said, "Alright, Hinata, let's do this. Unlike Kakashi Sensei, we are actually learning something useful from Naruto. We just need to be more confident in ourselves, especially you." And Naruto said it's not her fault that she is very shy and uncomfortable. Sakura, it's her father's fault. When I was 6, I had already mastered the basic of the gentle fist taijutsu style. Uh, I threatened to blackmail her. Threatened to blackmail her father. He thought it was a bluff, but I proved him wrong. I proved him wrong. He attacked me, and I severed his chakra network completely with the heavenly rotation and wind chakra. He is nothing more than a man without chakra now. His Byakugan skills are useless towards Hinata as well. No chakra, no Byakugan, no gentle fist beating. I could do the same to Neji also. But the only reason if he threatens or harms Hinata-chan is in any way. And Hinata asks, Naruto-kun, could you please show me the heavenly rotation technique? Father thinks I am not ready to learn it yet, but I am more than ready. I just can't do the rotation timing correct. Naruto said, okay, Hinata, I will show you, but you need to pay close attention. How do you think I managed to perfect the technique myself? I did it by closely observing your technique. In fact, I know all of the technique of every single clan in Konoha and and could use them without hand seals if I wanted to. The more you practice your chakra control, the least you need to rely on hand seals. To prove this point, Naruto used the Ram hand seal and casted the Shadow Possession Jutsu and a nearby rabbit and said Shadow Possession Jutsu. I see, I just stopped that rabbit and what would require Shikamaru to use 4 or more hand seals, I could do it with only one because I have constantly trained myself in chakra control exercises a daily. And Sakura said, I get it now. You are saying that because you train in chakra control so much, your control was practically balanced out. Because researched your family history, Naruto and the Uzumaki clan always had enormous amounts of chakra. Your control was terrible to begin with, am I right? Naruto said, smart as always, Sakura, but yes, you're correct. My chakra control was horrible for a full year before I found out why. But that's enough talk. Time for training. Now watch what I do, and you do the same thing. Hinata, you can use your Bakugan for this as well. Sakura and Hinata then watched as Naruto stuck on of the foot in front of her on foot to the tree in front of him, and then the other as Hinata used her Byakugan and saw that Naruto was channeling his chakra into the soles of his shoes and walked up to the top of the tree and back down again. Hinata then said, Sakura, I know what we have to do now. We need to keep a constant flow of chakra in our food in order to stream the streak to the tree. After that, it is pretty much just running laps up and down or in increase our reserves. Sakura went first, and when she made it to the top and said, "Wow, what's next?" and Naruto said, "Next is Hinata's turn, and then we are going to be running 20 laps up and down the tree daily. At the end of the week, we will start you on the water walking and kunai balancing at the same time. Trust me, it all." Going to be worth it in the long run. You can thank me later, Sakura. Catch! Naruto then threw a Hiraishin kunai to Sakura over his shoulder without looking as it flew past her head and into the tree. Into a tree. He said, "When you are done with the tree climbing exercise, I want you to do the water walking and kunai balancing at the same time. But you must be able to balance the kunai with the shape and sharp end towards the palm of your hand. Same for you, Hinata-chan. I will be watching closely." Sakura and Hinata finished their laps up and down the tree and moved onto the water walking exercise at a nearby lake after Naruto explained that it was similar to tree climbing exercise, but they needed to use more chakra because of the water is constantly moving. Needless to say that Sakura and Hinata found that the most to be almost impossible because they were also balancing a sharp tear punch kunai sharp kunai knife with the point of that pointed towards the palm of their hand. Naruto then moved them onto the kunai in each hand as the next step. After fully mastering the exercise of the chakra control, Naruto moved them on to finding out their elemental affinities. He then handed them a piece of paper and said, this is chakra paper. When you add your chakra to it, it tells you what your chakra nature is. Let's start with you first, Hinata. Hinata channeled her chakra into the paper and, to her surprise, had a water element. Naruto then said, "Well, I guess I was right about your chakra nature, Hinata. Here's some scrolls with the basic water style ninjutsu and a water manipulation exercise. Make sure you master the basic before attempting the jutsu, or it will backfire on you. Now it's your turn, Sakura." Sakura then added her chakra to the paper, and what surprised Naruto was that Sakura had two elemental affinities, which were rare but not uncommon for people in Konoha. Now, Naruto then said, "Congratulations, Sakura. Apparently, your chakra natures are earth and fire. With enough practice, you could combine the two of them and make the lava release. Take these scrolls on earth and fire manipulation. When you have finished, start practicing the basic fire style great fireball jutsu that Sasuke is so proud of. Then try to use the earth wall and earth style mud wave jutsu. Those are basic jutsu. I am going to recommend you start with the water wall and water bullet jutsu first, Hinata." The girls both nodded their heads and said, "Yes, Sensei, we understand and thank you for your help." And Naruto said, "Don't mention it, really. Don't mention this to the Hokage or your parents. Nobody must know that you are trained by an inactive unruly Black Ops member, by an inactive." Listen, don't mention it, really. Don't mention it. this to the Hokage or your parents. Nobody must know that you are trained by an inactive Anbu Black Ops member. Let everyone think that Kakashi taught you all of this while I train the two of you behind the scenes. Kakashi is smart and knows what he's doing sometimes, but most times he's going against his own ninja way. I probably never had my own ninja way from me. It was always trying to learn something new or complete the next mission. Naturally, I have always succeeded by leaps and bounds that the Hokages never even seen my father the fourth and his students. Well, I will be there in the shade meditating if you need me for anything. Naruto then sat under a shady tree in the most lotus position and focused on his meditation and deep breath exercise. Sakura and Hinata were curious as to what Naruto was practicing that would require him to meditate and needed immense concentration. But whenever it is when whatever it is, it could wait. They had to train to do the only 1 week left to do it. Naruto was practicing his Fox Sage mode training with the QB's help. He was managing quite easily. He was able to take in natural energy but control it without becoming a full-blown fox was the difficult part. He would already mastered his levels Lamport Sage more training and he was faster than any shinobi, even faster than the Raikage himself, which reminded him he still needed to work on his yellow lightning armor jutsu and perfect that as well. The Raikage gave him a few lightning scrolls from his personal favorite techniques, including the lightning lariat and the lightning armor jutsu. He's mastered the lariat and the lightning dragon jutsu. He just needed to control the output of the amount of chakra he used. For him, lightning was a very tricky element to master. Naruto began entering sage mode and he could already sense the chakra in his change in chakra and knew that he was close to mastering it. Once he had it figured out and he was satisfied with his current progress, he exited his mode and went to check on Sakura and Hinata. To his great pleasure, they had made amazing progress. Hinata was able to create at least four water bullets and a 3-foot water wall. Sakura was able to make an earth wall that was 2 feet and a half feet tall and could create a medium-sized fireball jutsu with minimum effort. Seeing all of this from a distance, Kakashi wondered if he wondered if he's even worth being a sensei at all, or even what he was doing. Sasuke then said, Kakashi sensei, what are we doing? Forget about those losers. You're supposed to train me to unlock my Sharingan eye, aren't you? Kakashi then snapped back to reality and said, did you say something, Sasuke? I was busy paying attention to Sakura and Hinata's training from the fox over there. If you are his canon, he would settle out that you would straighten out the spoiled attitude of your instant. And if you try to question his authority, well, let's just say that you wouldn't be able to train for a month after recovering from the beating he would give you. Don't you ever wonder why Itachi spoke so highly of Yellow Fox? It's because all of the unruled black cops in Konoha. The Lightning Fox was drafted straight out of the academy at age 6, a year younger than Itachi, and Itachi when became a genin. What does that tell you about him? Sasuke said. So what made him so special? that he is able to join the Anbu straight from the academy. I demand to know. And Kakashi said, if I told you about a half of his mission he's been on and tried to forget about, you would want to run away as well. He's got a he's a very unique jutsu that even I myself can figure out how to do. He calls it Chidori Flash, similar to my own Chidori, only more deadlier, another of able to pierce through anything, even metal. Believe me, I have seen it before, and you don't need to. And I have seen it before, and you don't even want to be in the receiving end of it. Sasuke said, then teach me how to use it, sensei, so I can become stronger than him. I want you to teach me how to use the Chidori Flash. Naruto then appeared next to Sasuke and Kakashi and said, he can teach you how to do the Chidori Flash because I designed it and I alone decide who learns it. It's an assassination jutsu, one that requires high levels of chakra to perform. Because chakra levels that you don't have Uchiha, you are weak. Your body wouldn't be able to handle the strain it puts on your chakra core. You are more likely to kill yourself before you killed anyone else with it. Kakashi, if I so much as found you tried to teach him my Chidori Flash or Aikiri Slash, I will rip that Sharingan off your eye socket and return it to its rightful owner. On my travels, I found your supposed dead teammate Obito Uchiha. He is in Konoha maximum security prison with chakra suppression seals all over his body and his CL on his cell. Kakashi went wide-eyed. Obito Uchiha is alive? How? But how? I watched him getting crushed by himself. How did he survive? Kakashi and Naruto said the real Madara Uchiha, the only Madara Uchiha from the real Madara Uchiha, the only Madara Uchiha from the time of the founding of the Hidden Leaf, and the first Hokage Hashirama Senju is still alive, or was just alive, or was still alive. What? Let me just read that again. The real Madara Uchiha, the only Madara Uchiha from the time of the founding of the Hidden Leaf village and the first Hokage Hashirama Senju is still alive or was still alive. Oh, I mean only Madara was alive. He saved Obito and used the white Zetsu clone to help restore his body. He was being controlled by the real Madara Uchiha behind the scenes, and he attacked the village and the night I was born. Sorry Kakashi, but you aren't an Anbu operative anymore. The only people with clearance level accessing are Jiraiya, myself, and the Hokage and the head of the torture interrogation department. Nobody else is going anywhere near that madman, especially you. And you should try to gain access to you. And should you try to gain access to Obito Uchiha, I will have you remained from trying to aid in escape or of wanting a criminal. Am I clear? Am I clear? Refamed. Reprimanded, remanded from trying to aid in escape of a wanted criminal. Am I clear? And Kakashi said, I understand perfectly. We can't believe that Obito Uchiha would do such a thing as that. What is his sentence going to be after the trial? Naruto said, more than likely the Shinobi Council and the Hokage will be punishing for the death sentence. The council, however, will be torn between either agreeing to the death sentence or probation in the execution for information on the Akatsuki organization. And Sasuke said, who is he talking about? Kakashi sensei, who is this Obito Uchiha and why haven't I ever heard of him? And Kakashi said, to put it simply, Sasuke, he was my teammate that died or was thought to be dead apparently during the Third Shinobi War. I am the last remaining student, or I thought I was at least, that was trained by the fourth Hokage Minato Namikaze, the yellow fox's father, the yellow fox, yellow flash of Konoha. That's enough storytelling for now. Back to your training, Sasuke. Sasuke then said, "Hold on a minute. Put your marks back on and tell me what you called again, because I swear you look familiar to me for some reason. Put your mask back on." And Naruto, putting his mask back on, said, "I am surprised you actually figured out this soon, Uchiha Sasuke. I am Yellow Fox, and yes, I was the one I was ordered to kill you and your entire family. However, I spared you, your brother, and your mother, and half of the Uchiha clan that were innocent children and elderly. The only people I did kill was the your prideful, arrogant father and Uchiha clan elders. I did it by burning them all alive. A mission I truly regret even completing, but it was my duty to protect the village from them. I do my job as an Anbu Black Ops, and I never miss my target. Carved on the back of your head, that mark I carved on the back of your head when you were 6 years old, that was my Hirashin seal. Hirashin seal. You so much as think of betraying the leaf, and I will find you no matter where you are trying to hide." For the first time in his life, Sasuke finally understood what true fear really was. Kakashi's killing and scared Sasuke, but this person just put the fear of Kami into him. Sasuke didn't know it yet, but he was going to be looking over his shoulders a lot in the future. That's all. That's all for part 7 of that was part 7 of Naruto the Ninjutsu Prodigy. I have to see in the next video. Bye bye.